The man seemed to do all the talking. Referred to the horse creature as General.
You see these two over here sort of lean in and put a hand in front of their face to cover the sound before leaning back normal.
You owe me 20 gold.
What do you want to get for dinner after this?
They asked where the Strix blade was. Of course, I've never met the Strix blade. Never seen the Strix blade. I don't know what the Strix blade is, or was, or will be. I think you could tell I was telling the truth. They mused about killing us, which I told them would be pointless. We were just recruits. That seemed to, I don't know, change his mind, I suppose, as we still draw breath. Then they left, took flight to the night sky. We never saw them again.
They both did.
I believe the horse, the general, picked the other man up. It was dark. I couldn't see if he had wings, but it did not seem so.
Understood. Your time in the tunnels under Chrysantine. Did you see anything of note?
Aside from the guardsmen, sir.
Anything you would think is out of the ordinary?
I think out of the ordinary is sort of our area of expertise, sir. But, well, I myself did not see anything. My comrades did. They claimed there was some creature at the bottom of the water in that tunnel. Large eye, toothy maw, that sort of thing. But it hadn't accosted us. Nor did I see it.
But you didn't hear anything. It didn't speak to you.
Not to me, no.
He'll look over his shoulder. I guess his left shoulder. Trying to see if any of these three down here heard it speak.
When you were leaving, what order did you leave? Who was at the front?
I believe it was Aislyn, sir.
And before you arrived, did you see any flash of light?
Before we arrived outside, sir.
Correct.
I don't. Actually.
We did, didn't we? Am I just misremembering? I thought it was like... Actually, yeah, that's what Halbert was saying.
Right, yeah.
He nods. I did. Yeah. I thought it was my eyes readjusting to the sunlight.
Understood. You didn't enter the vortex, though.
I hadn't. My comrades did. And when I saw them get sucked up, I knew that if I followed suit, I would get sucked up as well. I would have rather had my feet on the ground, in case they needed to be pulled out.
Understood. He steps, all of them stand up, and you see him reach into his pack and set on the table a ring. Recruit Halberd, congratulations on your first mission and completion of 1 year of training.
He takes a second to look between the ring and Riker.
Thank you, sir. It was an honor.
He'll stand up and walk over and take it, but give enough time for Riker to say, "No, don't take it."
As you do. Didn't give a salute. Very interesting. Good night.
This man plays us at every turn.
Now you see the dude in the blue hold his hand out, and the guy in the brown armor slide him over a gold.
They haven't said a single word that we've heard yet, and yet they have so much more character that the fact they're betting on us.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Cadet Lucien, please step forward. Have everyone go take a seat.
He salutes before he walks away.
Lucien salutes as he gets into the chair. Before he
Don't
gets into the
overdo
chair.
it.
As he sits down, after he sits down.
During the first night, Cadet Lucien, what did you see?
It was hard to see. I wasn't exactly near the group when it happened. All I could really do was listen in on the conversation, but they knew I was there. I could feel how powerful they were when they left. They took off into the air and everyone was blown back by their wing beat. We had to rest up and cure our wounds for the night after that happened.
During your time in the tunnels, what did you see?
I saw just the writings on the walls, the guardsmen, and as Halbjorn pointed out before, I was one of the people that saw the creature at the bottom of the lake. We determined that there was something in the water because we had a light spell on a dagger. We threw it into the water, and it landed at the bottom, but it suddenly went out. Something ate it. I saw a giant eye in the water as I was crossing under the mist. Besides that, I didn't see much in the tunnels.
You see the larger man in the orange and tan lean forward. Did it appear to speak to you or notice you? Or was it generally just looking?
I would think it was hard to miss me. It felt like its pupil was on me.
Understood. When you left the tunnels, you did enter the vortex, correct?
I did. I wanted to try to help, but as I got in, I realized I couldn't really pull myself through. So I tried to memorize what or where our comrades were fighting because it didn't look like anything that I've seen before. that we've come across, really.
And what did you see?
It looked like some giant platform raised. Below the platform was a large body of water. There were two giant golden statues. It looked almost like a godlike place that they were fighting. I didn't really understand it. I'm sorry.
And the wraith, was it the same size as we informed you it would be?
Much larger. Uh, it was very formidable.
See Julius and this man lean over towards each other and mumbles or whisper some words. I see. Who all went into the vortex?
I believe it was Clint, Bradford, and was it Gregor as well? Gregor and me, yes.
Just 3.
Us, these three, including me, yes. So, for total.
Understood. They all stand up once more. Cadet Lucien, congratulations on completing your first mission and completion of your first year of training. He places a ring on the table for you.
Lucien stands up and does the salute. And then does a less heavy walk to the platform to grab his ring.
Tiptoes.
Is the ring does it look like anything interesting, like any craftsmanship that I should be worried about, or sure is it just like a wedding band kind of
I
looking
mean, what
ring?
does it look like?
Yeah.
Probably something like this.
Hey!
Let's go!
Lucien starts cheering in front of Captain Riker.
You dab, you're out of training.
I hit the folks.
They all stand up. Cadet Gregor, please take a seat. Lucien, you are dismissed.
Thank you.
As you walk up and sit, during the first night, what did you sense?
I heard the horse we saw approaching, or at least another horse. So I thought it best to wake the others.
He just leans forward a little. But what did you sense, child of Frauna?
What did he sense? Did he sense something?
You don't remember? That's okay.
It was like an overwhelming urge to purge.
But a definitive understanding of how immediately that would lead to your demise. So you had the sensation of an overwhelming desire to engage in a fight, but a fear of what that would mean.
I sense something very dark that wanted to fight. But I was afraid.
coming from both of them or just one?
Was I able to tell?
Oh, you absolutely were. In the time, you knew that the smaller gentleman was definitely the more fearsome one.
Small man had more presence.
Understood. Your time in the caverns. Did you see or hear anything?
The specters we fought. When we crossed through the water, I took in some mist by mistake. I saw figures. Other than that, no.
But they didn't speak to you.
No.
And when you were leaving, did you see a bright light as well?
I did. But like Halbjorn, I didn't think a lot about it.
Understood. In the vortex, did you see anything different than what Lucien testified to?
There was a big figure in black armor that was chained to a throne. And it was behind where they were fighting the Wraith.
Did it speak to you at all?
No.
And did your senses pick anything up?
I don't think they did. Did they, do you?
You tell me.
I don't know how to answer that question, so I'll say this.
Understood. And like Lucien testified, it was the four of you that entered?
It was.
How is it you were able to penetrate through and retrieve them from inside?
We pushed through to help them. It's like he's stopping and thinking about it like, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to be able to do that.
There
We
any-
used rope and a javelin.
And cut through a vortex of wind. They all stand up. Cadet Gregor, congratulations on your first mission and completing a year of training. And they set a ring upon the table.
He'll walk up and he'll do the salute and take it.
Cadet Bradford, please step forward. Gregor, return to your seat.
Panic. This is Garth singing, not Bradford. Yes, it's basic musical chairs. He takes a seat.
During
going
the
to kill. Sorry, go on.
before you arrived at Chrysantine, did you notice anything left out in the reports of your compatriot?
Before we got there. Aside from scouting the separate location ahead of time, we went about and tried to find multiple different locations to camp out at, and we found a cave that was mostly undisturbed, which is where we initially saw the.
He stops for a second, trying to remember something.
The Tik Balag, I believe was the term. Tik Balag. We decided that it was too dangerous there, which we were correct, and went to where we ended up meeting them later.
Understood. During your times in the cave, what did you see?
He takes a deep breath, remembering the worst part of the entire mission for him.
Went in, explored, found, Halbjorn found the writing, and after looking around more, we decided to proceed into the water, to move forward. I saw a beak? Something.
Just kind of starts tapping his foot and then punches his, or puts his hand on his leg to hold it still.
Something trying to pull me into its maw. I don't know if I got away from it or it was some sort of illusion, but it was real at the moment.
Did it say anything to you? Could you smell its breath?
Could he attempt like a history check to see if he smelled anything? I don't believe it said anything.
He didn't.
Didn't. No, no, I do not believe it did. I could not smell anything. No.
When you left, did you see a light?
In hindsight, yes. Similar to Holbjorn, I figured it was just my eyes, but there was something bright on the outside. I could not make any details out, it was just light itself.
And in the vortex, what did you see?
Mountaintop with some structure on top of it. The other group, or at least the ones that made it through or pulled through, I do not know. Managing to take the damn thing out. I was too focused on actually landing the javelin to get much details.
And at any point, did the wraith seem to become distracted?
Distracted is a very good question.
Oh, it certainly did.
Distracted at what?
It did.
It's distracted at like the thing that I don't know if you would know exactly what, but it had a small hiccup in its movements. It's something pulled its attention. Yes. I'm not sure exactly what, but something.
And one last question. Do you have any reason to believe anyone here has a motive to be dishonest?
Referring to our group.
Garth loves that silence.
I could see the potential benefits of dishonesty in some ways, but I do not believe that it would be used as ill will against us, or at least me and my own.
Understood. They all stand up. Cadet Bradford, congratulations on your first mission and passing your first year of training, as they set a ring down on the table for you.
He does the salute, heads on over, grabs the ring, just ponders for a second and turns around and goes back, waiting for him to call the next person to take their seat because we're playing musical chairs.
Cadet Clint,
Oh, there it is.
please take a seat. Bradford, return to your chair.
Clint sits down. He doesn't lean all the way into the chair's back, though. He keeps his hands between his knees, ready.
During the night before, did you see anything that was not spoken of previous?
To be perfectly honest, sir, I couldn't see much of anything during the incident. I had slipped